Love 15.
Yeah, Reba there on the right, the bottom right. Coach of Qinwen Zheng. Reunited 2023. And what a start this is.
Love 30.
And right away showing her strength. She is the 7th best player on tour after first serve returns. And now I jinxed her. I'm so sorry. But that is a tremendous stat.
Patricia Tarabini, a former player from Argentina, has been with Anna Kalinskaya over the last year or so. And Andrea, I know you got a chance to catch up with Patricia Tarabini, Kalinskaya's coach, just before the match.
I did, and it's so interesting when Paris said that the most important thing for Qinwen is to enjoy the occasion. Patricia said exactly the same. She said it's a big match for Anna, and the most important thing for her is to enjoy the occasion. And they've worked a lot on that. You will see Anna can get very hard on herself. She gets very down on herself, and that's been a big improvement in that department of her mental game, but generally just helped her game in all regards. Enjoying the moment a bit more, not being so hard on yourself, and moving on, letting things go, letting errors go.
I'm sure you can relate to that.
Of course, I always enjoyed myself, can't you tell?
Ooh.
That is very well done, and you can see right away Anna Kalinskaya can hit the ball hard, but she really has a great feel for the game. She understands the game of tennis very well. She's very talented. She's a good doubles player, and you see right here what I mean with this shot. She plays it short. Look at that angle. Qinwen was in the corner, and it was no chance for her to get there, so she really tries to use the entire geometry of the court, Anna Kalinskaya does.
Advantage, Sean. Let's listen.
Well, possibly a little nervous start here for Kalinskaya. Zheng with the first break. Oh, we've got one top tenner next to me, and I've got another one courtside in Daniela Huntukova. Daniela, a warm welcome to you. Courtside, it looks like the scene is set for a great match tonight.
Josh, thank you so much. And I was just thinking about what you guys were discussing, how much you can enjoy occasion like this. And yeah, it's we always hear that enjoy yourself out there. But I was thinking how I felt before quarterfinals here, when it was the first time I really had the opportunity to make something special, because I didn't have to play either Venus or Serena, someone less seeded. And I tell you guys, I was freaking out. I did not enjoy any minute of that match until after the match point. So sometimes I think it's also good just to focus on the process and the tactical part of things. That kind of helps, I feel, to take the pressure away as well. Because, yeah, to enjoy it, yes. But at the same time, you know, this is a huge opportunity of a lifetime.
There we have it, a big strength in Qinwen's game. The first serve, the woman at this tournament who's hit the most aces, alongside of the most double faults, so risks a lot. And the first serve much stronger than that second serve. Oh, that is some nice power. And just to circle back quickly to what Daniela just said, I always told my coach I'd rather not enjoy and win than enjoy and lose. So
Exactly.
so point well taken, Daniela.
It's an abbreviated serve. Do you like the service motion of Zheng?
There are parts of it that I like. There are other parts that I think are a bit disjointed, and I think that is what goes off when she does get tight or nervous. You will see when you look at the toss, there is a bit of a jerk there, and so she can fall off on that. You can see it right there. Maybe if we get another camera angle later. But she generates a lot of power, and that's because she has explosive muscles, of course, but she also really reaches up high. And there we have it. Right here, she turns the wrist around and then turns it back towards to the front.
Most unusual.
It's very unusual. So the ball is almost showing towards the floor before she has to turn it around to toss it up. But this part is so beautiful.
Yep.
It's really beautiful.
The swing. Rotation of the shoulders is good. The leg drive. How much pressure would be on Qinwen? Coming from China, so much.
30, 40.
It's a big tennis nation now. They're coming. They're getting better. Surely there'd be a fair bit of expectation.
Well, listen, Angie Kerber and me, we were the generation after Anke Huber and Steffi Graf, similar to Qinwen, what she's trying ever since Lina won here and won the French Open. And it's a lot of pressure because people constantly compare you to the big ones before.
Game. Kalinskaya.
Well, one game all.
One game all.
And you could just get a sense for the solidity of the ground strokes of Anna Kalinskaya. She's so solid off the ground. She can really accelerate that backhand. Forehand, too, can go off a bit more than the backhand, but she has a lot of consistency in the ground strokes, and you could just see the last few rallies she wore Qinwen out in the end. You can't use power alone against Anna Kalinskaya. You really have to change the positions of the court. You have to hit short points in the court. You have to hit longer points, deeper points. If you hit in the same rhythm over and over again,
Thank you.
Anna is very good at that.
Love 15.
I must say, I'm a little surprised to see Kalinskaya ranked. Of course, you know, starting this tournament 75 in the world, a career high of 51. Just given the ball striking up, particularly the backhand. The backhand is a superb shot. So I think that the mental side of it, where she's really gained a lot of traction over the last even few weeks here, I think getting that self-belief in the biggest moments must be the key.
That is a big, apart from the mental side, that is a big improvement. Anna Kalinskaya used to loop and drive the forehand into the court more and wait for an opportunity to attack with the backhand. She's been playing much more aggressive off of that forehand wing, and it's become really hard to play her because now you don't know where to go anymore when you are in trouble.
Forty, 15.
A great response here after dropping her opening service game. Kalinskaya holds and leads 2-1 first set. Danielle, we might just check in with you courtside. Looks like both players, the pace of shot is strong. It's perfect conditions courtside for the players.
Yeah, George, absolutely perfect. A little bit chilly. Got definitely cooler than what I think we were expecting for this night session, and a little bit of breeze. It is super windy outside just when I was walking into Rod Laver, but I have to agree with you guys. Being this close to Kalinskaya, I'm thinking, how is this girl not ranked at least top 20? Because the striking of the ball, especially on the backhand side, I mean, we know she's had that for a long time now, but because you were saying the forehand up the line, that's something she's done so well, especially against Paulini in her previous match. She's starting to hit it with less spin and really go after it. And yeah, these days, it's definitely tough to decide which way to hurt her because she's so solid.
The last of the women's quarterfinals here. Anna Kalinskaya, the lowest ranked player left in the women's draw. Well, at the moment, because Jastrzemska was a qualifier and the winner and is awaiting the winner of this one. But Kalinskaya, 75 in the world, up against Zheng, who is our 12th seed. Takes it early. Hard to defend against that player who takes that ball early.
Yeah, and I like the idea of giving yourself a bit more time with that higher loop. You see it here, she's on a defense, gets margin in, but just drops it a bit short. And Zheng able to step in. Yeah, that is absolutely beautiful. And this is what I meant earlier by using the geometry of the court. Zheng managed to get that angle and she hit it on the short point. If you look at this was the setup shot. Deep, she pushes her opponent back, and then this one right here, she puts it short into the court. And you have to use that because Anna is so good at reading the game and on moving on the same line back and forth. That shot is so much improved. It goes through the court so much quicker and flatter on hard court. If you ever had the chance to see Anna Kalinskaya on clay, you will see a completely different stroke on that side. Much more spin and loop on it.
Just hasn't quite settled in on first serve there, just 30% for Zheng.
Let's
No problems this time on serve. 2-all first set.
And we saw Qinwen take that forehand from the center of the court earlier on the previous point. I think that will be key for her game today. If you play an opponent that reads the game really well and likes to keep a line somewhere between 1.5 meters behind the baseline, if you go around to take the forehand, you just stop them in a key because it's so much harder to read, and you can really generate more angles and different angles than you can on the backhand, no matter how good your shot is on that side.
Thank you.
So I think Qinwen should look for those forehands from the center of the court as much as she possibly can.
Love 15. All.
And you can just see whenever Qinwen finds a different kind of ball, in the sense of either more spin and depth or the shorter points in the court, and gets Anna Kalinskaya to move off of that preferable line that she likes to stay on. That's when she can extract some unforced errors or short balls that she can then attack.
That's a good play here. Really just takes that forehand so early.
14.
Yeah, Reva was with Coco Gauff last year, helping coach part of the team. It's a break for Qinwen. 3-2 first set.
And that was a perfect game, right, Daniela? How did it look from down there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like you said, Petko, the Chinese #1 has to look for the variety. That's where her strength is. If you hit it the same pace, same height to Kalinskaya, she's not going to miss much. But that variation with the higher balls, both on the backhand, especially on the forehand side, is one of the best forehands we have on the tour. She has to use it all night long tonight, just to throw Kalinskaya off the rhythm. I'm also looking closely at the faces and expressions on both girls, and I think they're both very tight. They want this big time. They have a very serious, focused kind of attitude. I just have a feeling at the moment it might change, but that Zheng is a little bit more confident. Kalinskaya is there, but I don't think with as much conviction as the Chinese #1 in the world. Not #1. Maybe in the world soon.
Maybe you predicted something here.
Never know. Easily could be, yeah.
King Frederick and Queen Mary in the house. Great to have them at the tennis.
They look different. They changed. Really nice rejuvenation here for royalty from Denmark.
Josh, you had me there. I was quickly looking at the members area.
I'm not sure who they're here watching, Daniela, but it's great to have them in the house. Hey, big tennis fans.
That is the money shot for Anna Kalinskaya. That backhand, she can take it cross court, up the line. She can open up angles.
Laver.
Still a lot of nerves. Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, I think, Daniela, do you think either of these players have taken a peek at the draw, who they play? I'm sure they would have.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, there is so much on the line for these girls, and especially they are not used to being at this stage of the slam. It's a lot of tension on both sides of the court.
Yeah, I'm sure. The winner plays Diana Yastremska. All three of them left in the tournament. You're thinking, here's our chance to make a Grand Slam final.
Yeah, normally the most pressure is on the highest seeds in this kind of section, because everyone expects Zheng to go through here. And she's still very young. She's 21 years of age, and it can make make a player like we saw with Iga Swiatek, who all of a sudden inherited the world #1 and went on a 37-match win streak. So it can really also add something to mental strength if you handle it well.
Yeah, irrespective of if you win or lose come Saturday night in the final, it's going to be life-changing for one of these three ladies, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Cannot consolidate the break. 3 games all. Still plenty of tension and nerves here for both players.
I mean, in a way, you would almost prefer to play #1 or 2 in the world in this kind of situation, because then you can really go out there and enjoy yourself. I don't know about you, Petko, but whenever I had to play Serena in the quarters, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have time of my life. And then when you have someone that you actually know you have the chance, that's when you are not going to sleep much before the match.
Thank you. Players ready.
This is just, you can just see the tennis intelligence of Anna Kalinskaya. Opens the court. You can see it right here. She didn't get that one quite right, but then she uses the angle here on the short one. And even a quick player like Zheng cannot get to it.
15.
That's money. This backhand, it's world class from Kalinskaya. We've seen it all tournament. What a good win over Sloane Stephens in the 3rd round, and that was her toughest match so far. But her backhand was irresistible in the big moments.
Yeah, it was down 3-1 in the 3rd set, but managed to turn this around.
This is what I like to see from Kalinskaya, prepared to push forward. It's not natural for her, and she does feel a little uncomfortable at times, but I think when she does that, it's just an extra string to her game that makes her less predictable.
And we see here how she uses, like I always like to say, the entire geometry of the court to see where the points are. She's getting a meter, stealing a meter after every shot.
Advantage, Kalinskaya.
And this is a nice turnaround for her, saving 2 break points.
Freedom in the game with Kalinskaya now. That's a good hold. 4-3 first set.
4-3 first set.
had a lot of support. Qinwen in the previous couple of matches. Daniela, how support courtside, you think, for both players? Is a bigger support for Qinwen?
Josh, I feel like it's pretty even. Obviously, there may be a little bit more of the Chinese fans sometimes screaming in between the points, but they've been so far very fair. And I just want to you guys discuss the backhand of Kalinskaya, because we know it's a world-class shot, but she hits it in a little bit different way. Look at this here. She doesn't go the traditional way above the ball, but it's more like around the ball, if you know what I mean. It's a different way to hit the ball. I mean, she still gets the job done incredibly well. It's just fascinating to watch.
So we're on serve, new balls in play for both players. Lena, the champ, back in 2014, and great to have her here playing in the Legends event. Have you played against her?
I play her tomorrow, so pray for me.
I wonder if Daniela's played.
15 love.
Have you played her, Daniela?
She's her partner.
Oh, there you go. Even better.
I'm lucky enough to have her on my side of the
So pray double for me. Maybe go light a candle for poor Andrea.
How important do you think it is winning the first set in these matches?
I think the nerves will play a part throughout the entire match. Yes, a first set win can settle the nerves, but we've seen it in some of the matches that were played across the last few days, especially in this half. It's just there are no guarantees.
40.
And Qinwen, she's just at 42% on her first serve, and she usually doesn't get a lot of first serves in. She's around 49% on average, but it's so powerful. And so she makes up for it because she wins so many points when she does get it in. But 42 is just a tad on the lower side for her tonight.
It's a love service game. You see, Qinwen, she'll change her racket after serving with the new balls. Most players will change their racket when the new balls are in play. So only a few players will do this after the one game with the new balls. It's not necessarily a new racket, it's just a fresh restring.
She really has the perfect build for a tennis player. Explosive muscles, but she's nimble, she's agile. Really nice serve. Both women doing damage whenever they get that angle, right? When they get that short point in the court with a bit of the ball moving out. And that is the play I think Qinwen should look for as much as she can today. use that forehand.
Kalinskaya moves ahead, just one game away. 5-4 first set.
Well, and Patricia, before the match, when I talked to her, said one of the keys today will be to get a lot of returns in through the center of the court, because Zheng serves so well, especially on that first serve. And we could see in the previous game, Anna Kalinskaya just not able to make any of these returns.
I also love the reaction after Kalinskaya winning that last service game. She doesn't really get too emotionally overloaded by the fact that she's so close winning this first set, given how much there is on the line. She's done that so well against Paulini as well, just really keeping things under control, and she's so calm. And I just felt like the last game that Zheng was starting to push the ball a little bit too much, just because of how Kalinskaya has been so solid. So she has to be careful here, not overdo it.
Sun setting here, just past 8 o'clock here in Melbourne. Shot back out over Port Phillip Bay. Plenty at stake here. A spot in the semi-finals. Fair chunk of prize money up for grabs. $1 million on the line if you make it through to the semi-finals. Normally this backhand that goes hard cross court. This time just held it that little extra split second until Zheng is committed back to the middle of the court, recovering. And that's how good this backhand is. It's lethal.
Classic 1-2 shot. Big first serve, moving around, looking for the forehand. And that combination has worked for Zheng over and over and over again this match. Brave under pressure from Qinwen.
40-32.
And she has to do it because Anna really holds her line well. It's hard to hit through her. But this is some courageous play here at that stage of the first set.
Yeah, you lose that, you're down set point.
Yep.
Way to take it on.
5-all.
Qinwen Zheng holds 5-all. Interesting talking to Per Rieber prior to this match, and I think he feels there's a lot of upside still in her game.
Yeah, it sounded like he still hasn't even started to work on the things he wanted. He was excited, and that's always a good sign when you have somebody already this successful and this young. And she seems to be, and this is the most important thing, she seems to be curious and hungry for the game. You can see the way she competes, that she takes on the competition, that she likes to be out there, that she tries new things. You see the drop shot, you see the angles. And those are always great news for a coach.
That's right. A player coach doesn't always necessarily guarantee success. If you sign a big name or a coach who has had success, it's case by case, but you can sense he's very genuine and very excited about the future. Back end of this first set. This is where you need a lot of commitment to your shots and self-belief.
This is a beautiful shot. However, I will be a pain in the butt and say I loved the shot before. She was in a defensive position, and look what she did here. On the full run, gets it up high, gets in some depth, and then she can do this. A beauty of a backhand down the line, but the forehand before set it up.
30-all.
This wide serve on the deuce side has been working really well for Anna Kalinskaya today. She keeps going for that one.
And again, just a big swing on that forehand. So another hold of serve for Kalinskaya. 6-5 first set.
And I'm interested to what Dani has what her thoughts are on this. But when you play somebody with a spinny forehand, with a good forehand that has some heaviness on it, I actually would try to go into this spot.
Yeah.
I would like to take my forehand. I'm talking about a Kuznetsova, people who trained in Spain a lot. I would try to take my backhand down the line because they are always hovering in the backhand side, waiting for forehands from the backhand side and from the center of the court. That's when their forehand is the best. You can sometimes get them with a backhand down the line or a quick with a hit with a good depth forehand cross court into their forehand when they have to run to it.
Yes, 100% spot on, but with these kind of big forehand players, you don't want to let them play from the backhand side. That's where it's really nasty and dangerous. So if you go either with your backhand up the line, also return inside out with the backhand to forehand off these big hitters. I think it's a great play as well. And also going cross court to cross court, you're not going to be troubled as much as when you let them play from the backhand side. So you always want to keep them guessing, and a couple of backhand down the lines will do.
Let's 15 left.
How important is it to play to your patterns? You see the good players in these big moments, and your opponent probably knows your patterns as well, but I think if you can just play to the percentages and know that what you do well, play to your strengths. The backhand. That must have looked pretty impressive courtside, Danielle, that backhand line. It's a thing of beauty.
Oh, Josh, as soon as she makes that shoulder turn right here, she prepares so early, and it's just a beauty to watch. You can't hit it any better. Textbooks. Look at that shoulder turn. And the way she leans forward.
Gives herself so much space as well to really rotate through it.
Oh. 30-15.
Not convinced this is the way forward with this serve. I just think there's a lot of side spin. I'd like to see it a bit more full extension where she can almost get a bit more margin, a bit more kick eventually. I think under pressure, she does have a tendency to hit a few double faults.
She does, and this is the other side of her serve. When she does make her first serve, she has hit, we mentioned it in the beginning of the match, she has hit the most aces over the course of the tournament, but she has also hit the most double faults over the course of the tournament. So a lot of light, a lot of shadow, both at the same time.
That's perfect serving to finish the game out. 6-all. I'm impressed emotionally, and you know the body language. We haven't seen any sign of negativity from both players. Such a big occasion, they've handled it beautifully.
And this time she knew it was coming, the wide serve, right, Qinwen? She was ready for it.
Yeah, I was just going to say that because she was moving before.
Yeah.
And I even hit the serve. Well done there.
Is this where we favoured the higher ranked player given the difference in the experience?
Well, the reason I would favor her right now is because she's just edged over the 50% mark of her first serve, and I really think that this is such a key component in her game. If she can remain at that number, I would favor her slightly in a tiebreak.
Also, there is a slight breeze going from the side of Zheng, so she has to be careful here and has to try to use that spin on the forehand just as much as she can if she's going that big.
We talked about that forehand. The beginning stages of the match, she improved it a lot, but under huge amounts of pressure, it can still sometimes go a bit wayward.
But again, there was a disappointing miss for the Chinese player, but no reactions. Fantastic attitude on both ends. I'm loving this.
Talk about playing to your strengths right here. Kalinskaya just hammering the ball. This shot has improved so much. I think the power, she's starting to really believe it can be a weapon.
I think so too, and you could see where she ended, not above the shoulder, but slightly under the shoulder, and I think that has given her a bit more flatness on the shot to be able to put it away. If you look at older footage of Anna Kalinskaya, she would always end up above the shoulder, which gives you great spin, but it's harder to put it away if you're not as strong and powerful as some other players are. And this is what I always love to see when players improve and work on their game and just take these steps and measures to become better.
Shot. 5-4. Kalinskaya.
First time she finds herself in front here, Kalinskaya. Does she have the courage to continue to be aggressive?
6-4. Kalinskaya.
Couple of set points for Anna Kalinskaya here. Finishes it in style. Anna Kalinskaya, what a set of tennis. One set away from semi-finals place here.
And that backhand was much better. I think there were certain rallies in the tiebreak and in the set where she's trying to hit through the court, and because Anna Kalinskaya holds her line about a meter behind the baseline so well, that's really hard. It gives her a lot of trouble. She has to hit a lot of balls. I think whenever she tried to find an angle and found it, like the backhand before, that's when it gave her openings to hit a winner. And
Delicate.
And this is the perfect example what we're talking about. Whatever she can do to set her opponent off of that line that she likes so much. And the drop shot, of course, is also an alternative.
Uchila.
Perfect start. A love service game, just what you want, and that's a nice rebound. One love.
And Josh, we've been talking about that forehand, and look at these numbers. In the previous rounds, she's been playing 65% of shots with her forehand. Today, only 47. And yes, that's partly because Anna Kalinskaya is playing a great match, but I think also that she's just not feeling her forehand as well, and that is also because Anna Kalinskaya has that backhand down the line, right, that is so flat, and she doesn't feel comfortable getting underneath it with her extreme grip. But I do think that if she wants to turn this match around, she needs to be looking for those forehands from the center of the court again, create more angles, get that spin, get it out of Anna's strike zone. But all this has to be said in the context of Anna Kalinskaya playing a fantastic match so far.
Well, even Win Predictor is liking what it's seeing from Anna Kalinskaya and has moved her into favoritism.
Love Love 30.
Well, it's a great response, isn't it? After you drop the set, in a match of this magnitude, she's come out in this second set firing. That serve to the forehand, and it is a very big swing, isn't it, on return for Qinwen.
Yeah, she really doesn't like this one.
It can be shortened or abbreviated, and I'm sure that's something that they will work on.
When in doubt, go back to the most basic patterns: open court, close court, meaning serve wide and into the open corner.
There it is, the return serve on the forehand, just 60% made compared to the backhand. So, Pekko, to your point, that serve from Kalinskaya out to the forehand for Zheng is working well tonight.
I was almost shocked to see her miss that backhand. That's how well she's played that shot tonight. I don't think she's made any. Let's see. So Anna Kalinskaya has had only 4 unforced errors on the backhand side this entire match.
It's been a disciplined performance, hasn't it?
Wow. And they have been playing over an hour already. And only 4 unforced errors on that side just comes to tell you how strong she is in the backhand department.
Gets it again. That's just so crafty. So well read. What are you seeing, Daniela?
I just want to add to that low account of unforced errors for Kalinskaya of the backhand side. Let's not forget also what a quick pace they are playing at. I mean, it feels like a video game sitting courtside.
Yes.
And to be able to control the ball the way she does, it's just remarkable. And I agree with you guys. We are getting used to the fact that she just does not miss on the backhand side.
All right, 1 game all. It's such a simple shot, the backhand, technically. There's no extra movements in there. She just pulls the back and releases through the shot pretty much to the target where she wants to hit it. The simplicity of it is just beautiful.
I almost wonder whether plan B for Qinwen should be just to go over the forehand and see what happens. Try and break it down.
I would hit every ball there. That would be a start, just to see.
Just to see what happens, exactly.
And I mean every ball. Not easy to break a side down, but it's also, you know, these players are so good, but deep inside, Kalinskaya knows that her forehand is not as good. But if you're the opponent and you just throw every single ball at her, that just plants that seed of doubt, doesn't it?
Well, we saw it the other day with Marta Kostyuk and Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff has improved her forehand tremendously over the course of the last 4 months, but Kostyuk was just relentless and battering it down that side. And she did manage to break it down in some regards. Coco managed to come back from that, but there was a period of time.
It was uncomfortable, yeah.
There's yours.
And it's always the same when she gets the first serve in and gets to play forehand. It doesn't even have to be the first serve, but when she serves in a way that she gets to play forehand from the center of the court, Qinwen, she wins most of the points.
Qinwen holds on and is in the lead. 2-1 second set. First set, Kalinskaya. Starting to cool off courtside, Daniela, for the players. And how's it going?
Josh, I was just thinking that it's starting to cool down big time. I'm actually having to have a towel around my shoulders, so that will be interesting how that will affect both players.
Is it slow? Is the court slowing in your opinion?
I think so. Yeah, it does. And I'm just thinking, who is that going to favor? I think it might not be bad for Zheng because she will have more time to run around the forehand. Also, maybe it might be a little bit more humid.
Yeah, as the sun goes down and these sessions go deeper into the night, it definitely slows down a little bit. So we are locked in a battle here.
Time.
Been another great day here at Melbourne Park. Record crowds nearly every single session here at the Australian Open. The weather's been perfect and we are treated to another wonderful night session here. The last of the women's quarterfinals. Anna Kalinskaya, 25 years of age, been around quite some years and yet to win a match at the Australian Open until this year. And she is just ripping through the draw and has taken the first set.
15
She's winning a lot of these backhand to backhand rallies, Kalinskaya. That would be something that she'd be absolutely loving at the moment. Doesn't have to change that.
Yeah, she's just forcing it a bit right now, it feels like.
I agree. Almost trying to take it too early, trying to do too much. Just lost a little bit of shape of shot.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
30.
Found the opening, found the space there. But use the shape again. We see it here. It just jumps off and then she gets the shorter ball that she can put away into the open space.
Forty, 30. Let's.
I was a bit worried when she attacked and approached over the backhand side.
Yes.
It was one of the few times tonight Kalinskaya hasn't executed on the backhand. This lob just was there for the taking.
This defensive shot from the forehand side of Zheng was so good. Yeah. Or she could have done more probably.
I'm loving this shot. Just playing it almost off her hip. It's a great shot. It's off forehand. Cool as a cucumber tonight. Kalinskaya, no fuss about what she's doing. She's just
2 games all.
Solid as a rock. 2 games all.
Maybe one thing Zheng should try to do here is not really think about whether she's hitting it to the forehand or backhand side, but try to focus on the depth of her shots. Because if you hit the ball deep, what can your opponent do? Yes, they will be solid, but at least they will not dictate the rallies.
Move along swiftly.
Kalinskaya will
Thank
not
you.
have the opportunity to step into the court because that's where
Players are
she's
ready.
been so impressive tonight.
15 love. Let's listen. Thirty love. Forty love. Forty, 15.
Right idea, and he clips the top of the tape.
And smart to play it at 40 love, and you have a bit of a cushion.
It's just these loose, unforced errors where
30.
she's not able to create any sustained pressure game after game. She's just sort of making just a few too many unforced errors.
Yeah. It just seems to me like she doesn't
Yes.
quite know what brings her points.
What's working, yeah.
Yes, it seems more to me like she's just playing the next shot, but she hasn't quite figured out what tactic has actually brought her points and what has been working. Whereas you feel with Anna Kalinskaya, when it's an important point, she knows exactly what to do to put Qinwen in uncomfortable positions. And I feel like Qinwen hasn't quite figured that out yet.
Advantage Zheng.
So an important hold here for Zheng just to keep in front. 3-2 second set. First set, Kalinskaya. Now geniuses at Hawkeye have given us a stat, Petco. So
I love geniuses
yeah,
at Hawkeye.
we've got them. So when there is 2 or more backhands hit from Kalinskaya in a rally, she has won 12 of 17 points. So
Stop it.
yep. So every time, basically, the backhand, the more backhands she's hitting Kalinskaya,
The better it is for
yeah.
her.
And that's why, as you're alluding to, Qinwen has to direct more traffic to the forehand side. Cannot keep Kalinskaya playing to her strengths. What a stat from Hawkeye.
That is
Eh?
incredible work. My suspicion is they are secretly secret service. They just help us out in their free time.
Time.
Round the grounds, it's a stunning evening. And plenty of support for Qinwen here. Well, it's been such a composed performance already from Anna Kalinskaya. Not just tonight, but all tournament long. Just a sense of belonging and real self-belief is being shown here tonight.
love. Love. love.
That's a quick service game, just what you want. I love service game. 3-all, second set.
I also feel like there is much less to break down under pressure for Kalinskaya with that pure, simple, compact technique. Where for Zheng, especially on the forehand side, will be interested how she now deals with the pressure. And if I'm Kalinskaya, I think I will try to target that side just a little bit more, because the chances something can break there are a little bit higher, I feel.
Great preparation, Kalinskaya, when she defends on that backhand. She almost glides into that corner, and the preparation is so perfect early. I like it.
Surprising miss there.
I'm not sure if Qinwen's playing these out of desperation or out of tactics.
Yeah, I still think she hasn't quite worked out what wins her points and what doesn't. I feel like what I like to see is that she's trying different things and different strategies, because she can feel that she's not getting through. But I'm not sure she has quite figured out what it is that does work for her. And it has to be said, there is much more pressure on Qinwen than there is on Anna Kalinskaya. Anna Kalinskaya, 5th ranked player in the world. Nobody expects her to go far here. She's already on bonus streak.
Never won a match here at the Australian Open in 5 years.
Exactly, she's never won a match here.
40-15.
And meanwhile, there have been so many expectations for Qinwen for years already because she is so talented. And she knows there is a huge opportunity for her in this top half.
Let's listen. Game,
Yeah, staying tough here is Qinwen.
only 4 games to 3.
4-3. Second set, first set, Kalinskaya.
And I think we sometimes think that Zheng has so much experience because she's been around for so long already. But if you think about it, her first quarterfinals at the Grand Slam tournament came just 3-4 months ago at the US Open last year, where she played a good match against Aryna Sabalenka. But that was her first time getting into these latter stages of Grand Slams, let alone thinking about maybe winning one or getting to the final.
It's a definitely a different feel. There's very few players around the site. The locker room's empty, the gym's empty. It's a long time to stay in one place as well as you enter the second week, and it's not what you're used to doing. Most tournaments you play are only a week long, so there's a lot of things you need to make adjustments, and it's all part of the learning curve. Massive crowds here on Rod Laver Arena. Air of anticipation.
love. All.
This is a sweet return, hard and fast through the middle.
Yeah, and the one before, she also extracted the unforced error with a fast-paced shot through the center of the court, directed at the forehand of Anna Kalinskaya. So maybe that is a tactic she could also try. Because the backhand to backhand is not working today. And if she doesn't want to go into the forehand side, she can try the center sort of body forehand.
Yeah, can't get at much angle from that part of the court. Well, there's a chance.
40.
Just a little bit of extra shape on this return creates a bit of havoc and sets an opportunity here for Qinwen. Break point.
Thank you.
Gets it. That's important. Qinwen with a break deep in the second set.
Games to 3, second set.
Moves ahead 5-3. Well, is that the confidence booster and just shift in momentum that Qinwen's been looking for?
Here we have it again, that massive
Take a
backhand.
seat, please.
Full follow through, nice shoulder turn that Danny mentioned before. Both players with a really good backhand.
And Josh, you were asking about the crowd and the fans. Who are they supporting more? Well, definitely Big Shift now. They want this match to go the distance.
Can you imagine how many people are watching this back in China? Prime time.
$15.
Oh, yes. She does show courage under pressure. Because that is a very hard shot to pull off right here. On the baseline. Big moment, but pulls it off.
Well, so quickly this match has turned. We're a couple of set points here for Qinwen. Chance to level it at 1 set all. Finishes it in style. What a comeback from Qinwen.
6 games to 3.
Well, up to the set all, and it's a 1-set sprint for the semi-finals.
Number 15.
Got to get the question in early. Who do you think wins from here?
You ask questions, Josh.
I'll give you a few points to think about it and tell me. I'd like why I think they're going to win.
$13-15.
Beautiful athleticism here. Guest stride.
30 all.
I think I will go with Qinwen just because of the description from Daniela about the conditions. I think they favor her more. This is fantastic tennis here.
40-30.
Look at the court coverage, shape of shot, the distance both players are running. Just quality. That's impressive. Just we'll go down courtside to Daniela. Daniela,
Yes.
who's your tip and why?
Well, I did lean towards Zheng before the match, so I can't back up here, Josh. And after that last backhand, I
like
to feel
it.
a little bit more comfortable.
We love a woman with principles.
Yeah. Much encouragement from Kalinskaya, just urging herself on, so sensing the occasion, the importance of this first game.
Yes. Advantage, Kalinskaya.
So good hold here for Kalinskaya. 1-love.
Yeah, very good hold. And we have a nice little stat here to just underline why the tides have turned in that second set. Look at this. Set 1, only 15% shots taken inside the baseline for Zhang Qinwen. In the second set, 30%. And Josh, I think that's an area she can improve in the future, and then it will be very hard to beat her. She takes only 35% of shots on the rise. The average on the WTA Tour is at 48%. So there is room for her to improve. And granted, she has much more spin on the forehand side, so she needs to let it drop on that side sometimes. But I do think she can push the number a bit, and then she doesn't have to go for so much because she takes time away by moving into the shot. And doesn't have to go for too much, and I think it will lower her unforced errors.
Lots of upside you're seeing.
A lot of upside.
I love it when you've got your coach's cap on. I love it.
I wish I had it on a little bit earlier while I was still playing.
Just sensing here that Qinwen is just feeling more confident, particularly on this forehand side now. was a little rushed early in the match. Look at that. Wow, look at that wide base on the forehand. Fires the right hip through it. That's awesome.
And there was that backhand through the center of the court. It just feels like she's getting caught up a bit less in the backhand to backhand exchanges. We saw that much more in the first set. And that really gave Anna Kalinskaya the opportunity to dictate play. And it just seems like Qinwen has found a way to free herself from those backhands to backhands.
One game over.
Moving through her service games pretty comfortably at the moment, Zheng.
Thank you. As quickly as you can, please. Love 15.
Yeah, this is the first time in this match where we see a slight drop of level on Kalinskaya's side and a big increase of level on Zheng's side here. It feels like she's pulling away a bit. And Anna Kalinskaya needs to come up with something special here to turn it around.
Just pressing a little too much here. Real run of points. That's 7 consecutive points here for Qinwen. So got a bit of momentum. Yep. So impressive. Qinwen with a break, 2-1, final set.
2 games to 1, final set.
Well, what I love about this performance, Petko, is that early in the match, Qinwen wasn't at her best, and I just love that she didn't panic. We've seen it. We've seen it here this tournament where players press the panic button when things are not comfortable. But this young lady has shown so much maturity, has She's 21 years of age and just really worked through it beautifully.
Absolutely, and the emphasis is on young. Exactly. She's 21 years old, and she had all of the rights to panic today. The opponent, who's ranked 75 in the world, is playing fantastic, much better than her ranking indicates. The entire tennis world is expecting you to make the final. You're not playing your best, you're not feeling your forehand, and yet here we are. She has the break in the third set, and she never faltered.
Time.
A little bit more concern on the face of Patricia Tarabini there, coach of Anna Kalinskaya. Just down a break now in this third set, 2-1. Been a bit of shift in momentum.
And also why I started to lean towards Zheng already before the match is because of her personality. Because I believe big tournaments, you win not only for as good player as you are, but how you carry yourself around the tournament. And Zheng definitely has that it factor. It just feels like she's destined to do great things.
You got the X factor, that's for sure. Bit like yourself, Danny.
Let's see tomorrow against Petkov.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, this is getting dangerous. That is 12 points in a row here. 3-1 lead. I wouldn't be changing my racket if I've just won 12 points in a row. Rotating through rackets whenever there's a fresh change of balls. She does it the game afterwards.
Thank you. Players are ready.
Nice little stat right there. Zhang Qinwen wins 82% of sets after she breaks early. The top 100 average is 70%, so a lot higher than the average on the WTA Tour. Which is very reminiscent of the big stars of the game who are front runners. What do we mean by that? When they get the early lead, they play better. They swing freer at the ball. So she seems to be seamlessly aligning with the big stars of our game.
30 all.
Wow from both players, really. The athleticism on Zheng's side, but also, again, the court awareness of Anna Kalinskaya. Just the strain of the last matches seems to have caught up with her here. She just looks a bit tired, a bit imprecise with her footwork on that last shot.
The biggest lead of the match so far. A double break for Qinwen. 4-1 final set.
And I think the trainer has been called on court. Dani,
Yep.
did you hear anything?
Yeah. He's calling right now. She has been touching her right quad for bits and pieces during the match. I think it's more frustration
to the court.
now for Anna, trying to stop the momentum of Zheng.
But it's a different workload, isn't it? When you've never won a match at Grand Slam, it's not just the tennis component of it, it's everything else that goes along with it. You've got to deal with the world's media. You know, there's a lot more people around in the player lounge. All that sort of stuff you have to manage well, don't you?
Yeah, and I think also we talked about managing energies and emotions before, and I think just the fact that a Grand Slam is played over a fortnight, over 2 weeks. As tennis players, you are used to mostly having to pull yourself together for a week and then at least taking a day off, right? A Grand Slam is a different animal. You have to stay in focus, but also manage to relax. And that's not an easy balance to find. If you relax too much, you lose focus. If you stay in it too much, you won't be able to keep it up for 2 weeks. And this is really an art of its own, to manage energies and emotions over the course of a Grand Slam.
Yeah, it is so true, Petko, what you say, that if you focus too much, you almost get too tired before you play the matches.
Yes.
And then you don't want to relax too much because you don't want to break your rhythm. And it takes so much mental energy to stay for 14, 15 days in the same place.
It's longer than that because you normally get there close to a week before to actually prepare and train, so it's almost a 3-week journey.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what can't be discounted are the 3-4 days right before the first round of a Grand Slam. They are probably, for me at least personally, they were always the highest stress moments.
Oh, yeah.
When you don't know where you stand, you don't know how well you are in form. Yes, you play those practice sets, you put too much meaning to it. And then when you win the first round, things seem to relax a little bit. But those 3-4 days before are just as high stress as when the tournament starts.
Yeah, normally you don't want to be around the players, especially right before the Grand Slam.
Exactly.
Especially around the seeded players, because all the pressure is on them. I would say then once you enter the second week, good times coming. And then towards the end, you start to struggle at how long you've been already in the same place. Everyone is gone to the next tournament. You feel lonely in the locker room.
Yeah, you've got to shower in the same shower that you've showered with, and everyone. You can't change anything that's winning. You got to
same restaurants.
Same restaurants. You know, got to get the same guy to string your rackets. You've got to get the same balls off the same guy that gave it to you first round.
Yep, same warm-up court.
Oh yeah, can't change that. No way you'll win if you change that court. Yeah, tennis players, one of a kind.
Yeah.
So let's just hope this is not serious here for Anna Kalinskaya, just receiving a medical timeout here, and I think, as both of you are alluding to, just possibly just finally catching up with the 25-year-old.
She's played both preparatory tournaments before. She's played in Brisbane and in Adelaide. She's won matches in both of these tournaments.
Played doubles here as well.
She's played doubles, so she's played a lot of tennis for the 2024 season. Now listen, I've had seasons where I was in April and I haven't played that many matches as Anna Kalinskaya has a year in Australia.
Well, the good news is, even if she is to bow out at this quarterfinal stage, her ranking will at least move up to 38, and that's a big jump, 75 to 38. That then means that you can really build a great schedule. You can additionally get a bit of protection with being seeded at events. So this is a life-changing couple of weeks here for Kalinskaya, even if she is to go down today.
And the first tournament I can remember her having to defend points is Charleston, where she's made the quarterfinals, which was a great run as well. There were, out of 8 people in the quarters, 7 were the first 7 seeds, and Anna Kalinskaya. So maybe back then there was always a bit of a sign of what's to come for Anna. And as we all said, but Josh, you particularly, she's played much, much better than what her ranking indicates.
Good tournament, Charleston. They have a good steakhouse.
Really good.
Remember that?
Paul's Chop House represent.
Yep. Maybe one of the best tournaments for as far as restaurants go.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what you, sorry Danny, this is what on TV what you call filling the time.
Well, talking about filling the time, I was just going to say that doing the right thing here, just keeping herself moving, because this is not easy times for her. She's 8 points away from her most important win in her career, and she got all the momentum to her side, working so hard for it for 2 hours, and now she has to kind of wait around. It's super chilly, so it's important for her to keep going so that she doesn't pull anything. And yeah, this is tough times. I would not want to be in her shoes, because she just wants to get this done.
Yeah, a lot to think about, isn't it, when you're out here and you've been in great form, you've just played really well the last half an hour, and then all of a sudden you're just having to wait.
Yeah. But again, no a medical timeout before my serve. How is this possible? There is none of the complaining. Why is this happening? Why is everything against me? There's just
no theatrics. This
is what's happening. Okay, I have to deal with it. Let's try and continue playing well.
And I think that's why she's in this situation, that she has not wasted 1 second in this match complaining about something, looking at her box, thinking, what do I have to do here? She's been so solid and so mature as well.
Yeah.
Okay, 4-1. It's a double break, though.
Love 15.
And Pereriba, who played himself, of course, knows exactly what Dani talked about now. That she can't lose her momentum now after this break, so up on his feet he goes.
he would know he's got something really special, a real special player in his team. He'd be super excited about the future. There's no doubt about it.
And as a coach, I would be happier with a performance like that than an absolute blowout where everything is just going your way.
Let's proceed.
A few seagulls looking for some chips. A few low-lying hot chips around the stadium.
14-15.
What a response after, you know, a delay of 7 or 8 minutes to come out and play this game, and it's confidence.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what it is, Josh. Confidence. I think the reason why she hasn't panicked today is because she has an innate trust, or seems to have an innate trust in herself and in her abilities, and she just trusts herself to find a way out of this.
Use.
Just one game more now. 5-1 lead.
Leads 5 games to 1.
Look at that difference in forehand heaviness. Top 100 average. More in line with Kalinskaya, but Zheng is certainly lighting it up on the forehand side in this second and third set.
$15. Just sit down, please. Thank you.
Certainly finishing in a flourish, and it's one-way traffic at the moment. Just beautiful ball striking.
Let's seconds.
And she has shown us tonight, Zheng, why she's got that personality of a champion. The way she has been able to handle everything and be in this situation, just remarkable.
Sergio.
It's happening pretty quickly in this third set, and we are at match point. The Chinese superstar does it again.
6-7.
And is into the semi-finals here of the Australian Open.